The Bachelor Rachael Kirkconnell, feeling like a failure, proves producers only care about ratings, not finding love for the leads. February 8, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Rachael Kirkconnell's feelings following her split from Matt James proves the Bachelor producers don't care about finding love for the leads. In 2021, Matt's season of the show aired, revealing that while he wanted to be in a relationship with his final pick, Rachael, they would not get engaged. They broke up before the finale aired because of Rachael's racially insensitive past, but they got back together shortly after. The couple spent 4 years together, but in January 2025, Matt blindsided Rachael by breaking up with her. She went on the Call Her Daddy podcast to talk about the split, where she revealed that the Bachelor producers made her feel like a failure because she and Matt didn't get engaged. Rachael explained that when Matt said he couldn't propose, she wasn't disappointed, but the people behind the show made her feel differently. Producers weren't happy Rachael and Matt didn't get engaged. It shouldn't come as a surprise that producers were disappointed by Matt's decision not to propose. The premise of The Bachelor relies on contestants rushing into these relationships, making the stakes much higher. Because Matt and Rachael decided to do things their way, the producers supposedly made the couple feel awful, which led to them disconnecting from the franchise. Matt broke many barriers as the first Black Bachelor, but his season has always been criticized for its many failures. From the accusations of racism outside the show to the lack of an engagement, Matt's season was one of the most controversial. Still, the producers seemed more focused on how finished without an engagement instead of addressing Rachael's upsetting past. Most Bachelor franchise engagements end shortly after the finale. Despite calling it quits last month, Matt and Rachael were in a relationship for 4 years, which is one of the longest in the franchise. Rachael ended up admitting on Call Her Daddy that Matt not wanting to propose in recent months was a big reason for the breakup. Getting to know one another for those 4 years instead of rushing into an engagement was the right move for them, and now it's easier to go their separate ways. The Bachelor producers still urge their leads to propose at the end, even though the lead only dates contestants for a few weeks. A lot of viewers don't take the show seriously anymore, since so many couples have called off engagements so quickly, including Jen Tran and Devin Strader, Hannah Brown and Jed Wyatt, and Ari Leindick Jr. and Becca Kufrin, all with engagements lasting less than 3 months. Leaving the show as boyfriend and girlfriend proved a better strategy than getting engaged to appease producers. Do producers pressure the leads to get engaged? Even though The Bachelor centers around finding love, the show is about so much more than that. While the producers would like a genuine love story to unfold, they're more concerned with creating good TV, which is why they have such a strict timeline. While the lead having to pick a girlfriend at the end of the show would be more logical, it wouldn't be such a high-pressure situation, which is what the producers want. The people behind the show are under pressure to create ideal couples and keep viewers happy, which can lead to pressure on contestants to get engaged. This pressure can sometimes lead producers to coach contestants on what to say and do, even having them keep certain contestants around for more tension. The Bachelor might pose as a show focused on creating real connections, but in reality, they're urging contestants to make decisions that are better for the show than they are for themselves. Story didn't fit neatly into the narrative that the producers were attempting to create. The reality of their relationship was far more complex, but instead of embracing this complexity, the producers pushed them into a mold that wasn't conducive to healthy love, putting their own desires for dramatic television over the couple's well-being. Most Bachelor franchise engagements end shortly after the finale. It's not a new revelation that the Bachelor engagements often don't last. In fact, many engagements from the show end shortly after the finale airs, making the notion of a rushed proposal seem even more concerning. For example, notable engagements like that of The Bachelor's Hannah Brown and Jed Wyatt, or Ari Leindick Jr. and Becca Kufrin, were called off just months after the finale aired. It's almost become a trope of the franchise that couples rush to get engaged, only to break up shortly afterward. So, what's the point of proposing at the end of the season, when it often doesn't lead to long-term love? Rachael, in her Call Her Daddy interview, reflected on how the pressure to get engaged caused a strain on her relationship with Matt. After 4 years of being together as a couple without the rush of a proposal, she realized that rushing into engagement simply because The Bachelor demanded it might not be the healthiest move for anyone involved. The couple's decision to avoid getting engaged on the show allowed them the time and space to build their relationship authentically. In retrospect, leaving the show without an engagement ring was a far more sustainable choice for Matt and Rachael than complying with the show's expectations. Do producers pressure the leads to get engaged? It's becoming increasingly clear that the producers of The Bachelor prioritize ratings, drama, and high-stakes moments over genuine love stories. While they claim to be focused on helping the leads find true love, their insistence on pushing contestants toward engagements, despite the fact that they have only known each other for a few weeks, tells a different story. When a lead is pressured to propose, it's no longer about what is best for the relationship. It's about creating a captivating TV moment that will draw in viewers. The producers understand that audiences are invested in the idea of the grand proposal, the emotional highs and lows, and the dramatic season finales. But this manufactured drama often ignores the fact that real relationships take time and don't conform to the strict timeline set by the show. In many cases, producers have been accused of coercing contestants into certain behaviors. Contestants have spoken out about being given instructions about what to say, which contestants to keep around to create tension, and how to create drama to keep viewers engaged. While these tactics might make for compelling TV, they certainly don't foster environments that allow for the development of genuine, lasting relationships. The consequences of prioritizing ratings over real love. Rachael Kirkconnell's feelings of failure after her breakup with Matt James demonstrate just how damaging it can be when a reality show prioritizes ratings over the well-being of its leads. When a show that claims to be about love turns into a game of creating TV moments, it can have devastating effects on the people involved. Rachael opened up about how, even though Matt's decision not to propose was understandable and made sense for their relationship, the producers made her feel like a failure for not meeting the show's expectations. This constant pressure to meet an idealized version of love, rather than cultivating something real, can break down even the strongest of connections. By not valuing their contestants' individual journeys and forcing them into a one-size-fits-all romantic timeline, the producers of The Bachelor risk alienating viewers and contestants alike. The false narrative of forced engagements does a disservice to the very idea of true love and genuine connection. Conclusion: Rachael Kirkconnell's feelings after her breakup with Matt James offer a window into the way The Bachelor producers operate. More concerned with creating drama, ratings, and TV moments than fostering real, lasting love. Rachael and Matt's decision to leave the show without an engagement should have been respected, but instead, it led to unnecessary pressure and feelings of failure. At the end of the day, the producers' push for engagement in every season is a reminder that the show's priorities lie in its ratings and drama, not in the real relationships it purports to foster. As viewers, we must ask ourselves if we truly believe that the Bachelor franchise is about love or simply about entertainment at the expense of the lead's emotional well-being. It's time for a shift, for contestants and leads to be allowed to make decisions that align with their own timelines, without the heavy-handed pressure to perform for the camera.